Rural Development Project Management, and I'm very excited that for the first time this forum is organizing such a tactical forum which will be relevant for all the stakeholders engaged in rural development. And I am sure that our program coordinator, Dr. Jayanta Chaudhary, has taken care to include all the important ingredients of the subject. And I have seen the timetable of the program, and I am very happy to see that all the important components of rural project management have been incorporated. My extended suggestion will be to ensure that in all these steps of the project cycle management and different stages of project management like project identification, planning, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. We tend to very cautiously and intentionally try to incorporate the component of participatory dimension. So if you could also take care that how you do the project identification, but if you could also introduce the concept of participatory project identification, participatory planning, participatory implementation, participatory monitoring and evaluation, this would add another very important dimension which will make this program a very comprehensive one. I would request the coordinator if in the area of evaluation also the concept of output monitoring very huge is I give effective from what how do intend to benefit government gain from this training program in their today work. I am very to be training and I express to each one and I level this program and and the other time anytime I'll be available for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. There are some issues related to your voice, sir. Audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe because of that. Now, may I like to request Mr. Rajesh Singh to say a few words as a guest of honor for this program. Dr. Rajesh.
आप सभी को नमस्कार. Hope I am audible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Audible.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor to attend this inaugural program of Rural Development Project Management. This program actually signifies a vital step towards creating sustainable and empowered rural communities, a cause that is deeply personal to me. Why? Because I come from a rural backward village of North India. Growing up, I often witnessed that how rural areas are perceived as inferior to urban spaces. It was disheartening to see how many people aspire to leave rural villages behind, viewing urban living as the ultimate goal. This perception that rural is not aspirational is fundamentally flawed and needs to change. We all have collective responsibility for this. See, rural areas are not just about challenges. They are about possibilities.
Sir, please, can you please bilingual, sir?
Okay, you want me in Hindi also?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, sorry,
Okay.
please, sir. Carry on.
Ji?
Carry on.
Okay. No, I can mix up, but I thought this audience is global, so
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay.
Okay. No, I will try to be bilingual. I will just reiterate only paucity of time. That's why I thought. Anyway, see,
Okay. Okay, sir.
we all are the professionals in this rural development, and I congratulate all the organizers for arranging this kind of great gathering of all the rural development professionals. What I was trying to tell is, see, basically I come from a rural village. It's very backward village of northern India. मेरे बचपन से मैं ये देखता रहा हूँ कि गांव में जो पहला उम्मीद या पहली एस्पिरेशन होता है वो ये होता है कि कैसे भी करके शहर चले जाएं. So it means it gives a notion that the rural is not aspirational. In fact, in our rural development definitions of Indian context also, what we read is something which is not urban is rural, or something which is not developed is rural. That's why I have seen many people defining rural area in such a way, whereas this is not right. Actually, rural areas are none of the way inferior. It is actually full of potentials. Rural areas are the heart of agriculture, the cradle of traditions, the repository of wisdom that has sustained civilizations for centuries. See, in India, we have this importance of rural right from the days when Mahatma Gandhi's vision was Gram Swaraj, which reminds us that true development lies in self-reliant village, where dignity, creativity, and communities, it thrives. So as a professionals in rural development, we have the power to redefine this narrative which our father of nations has built. Instead of comparing rural to urban, let us celebrate the unique strength of rural areas. हमें कभी भी इसको कंपैरिजन नहीं करना, हमें इसकी जो अच्छी बात है उसको सेलिब्रेट करना चाहिए कि rural is no way inferior. It is very rich in culture. It is the area from where we get our bread and butter today. So let us ensure that rural living becomes aspirational. And I am very glad to share with all of you that I am leading one program of Government of India where we have today 602 training institutes at district levels. And the first and foremost aim of these institutions is to create sustainable livelihood. एक ऐसी जीविकोपार्जन का साधन गांव में इकट्ठा करना ताकि गांव का कोई भी लोग काम की तलाश में शहरों की तरफ नहीं भागे. And I am very happy that through these institutions we have trained more than 5 million rural youth since last 15 years. And the good thing is 70% means about 35 lakhs, 3.5 million of those rural youth are remaining in the village and they are contributing in the rural development. So this is a very good lesson for all of us to focus on rural. And what I perceive is the rural is future. Whether you see the global growth of retail, everything is happening in the rural areas. So congregation of this kind of rural development professionals in this training program, I think is a golden opportunity to share our experiences, learn from the best practices, and work as a collaborative team across the cultures. By focusing on project management, we are equipping ourselves with the tools to design, implement, and evaluate initiatives that can transform rural life. So my request and appeal to all the participants will be approach this program with an open heart and a bold rural vision. Embrace the potentials of rural areas not as spaces to fix, but as places of immense value waiting to be unlocked. Let us work to honor the aspirations of rural communities and provide pathways that our rural youth remain in the rural areas and the rural areas grow and thrive. So I thank all the organizers for inviting me for this global program of rural development management professionals, and I deem it a privilege to see you and listen to all the distinguished guests. So I wish this program very successful and all of you a fruitful learning journey ahead. Thank you very much and namaskar.
Okay, thank you so much. In fact, it is the beginning, and we are planning many more. And the big network is all over India and in the rural area particularly. We love to do a lot of collaborative activities in that, so that we can create better team, better talent for the development, particularly in the rural development. And university is beginning specifically focusing on the rural development area. And so we have a center called rural urban linkages, because it's important that how we can link the rural and urban. So all I see should and that things Dr. Radha Prasad said, the others are also behind this with their past experience. We are going ahead. And we will be happy to, as mentioned by Dr. Marchinda, that we have signed MOU with a number of organizations in different countries. This program is being organized when we went to the Malang, Indonesia. It's a National Institute of Technology. They have a center for rural and urban. So we collaborate with them.
Sir, your voice is not clear.
Is it so? Everybody is listening. Okay. So,
Your voice is cracking actually.
Your voice is not clear. Hello?
hello.
Your voice is not clear, sir.
Is it now clear? Is it now clear?
Yeah. It is okay. It is okay.
Go ahead.
It's a better now, but if possible, if you can use some collar mic, that would be still better. Maybe now it's fine. You can be manageable. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So this is basically, as we mentioned, that we love to work with university and others, and also after this, and this is the first meeting, most probably. So after this, we will in touch and we'll start. So thank you for joining with us. Now let me go to our another continent from Africa. Our guest is here as a chief guest for this program. Dr. Ayupremi, are you here?
Yes, good evening, colleagues.
Dr.
Good evening. Yes, I'm already speaking.
Okay.
Yes.
So please take
Good evening, colleagues in the area of rural development. I want to salute and greet the organizers of this program for finding it fit to invite me and to invite AMTI to have a discussion amongst others in the area of rural development and project management. We are quite delighted in it. Actually, AMTI was established to be able to cater for the needs of rural dwellers in all ramifications. And as you know, in Nigeria, 70% of the rural dwellers are involved in agricultural business in all the sectors of management. And the principle or the principle behind it is that rural areas, like one of discussants that have spoken, I think the first person, rural areas, it has a pool of natural resources. A pool of natural resources that are needed for food production, that are needed for processing food and to make food available to an average human being every day of his or her life. So we talk about using the natural resources that are endowed in those rural areas to produce food, to create employment, and to reduce poverty within the rural areas and also subsequently in the urban community. So AMTI over time has tried to see how can we manage this, how can we do this by engaging people, the rural dwellers themselves, especially women, youths. Women constitute 70% of our focus in AMTI in terms of empowering them, in terms of putting them together, in terms of giving them skills to improve in managing the various projects within the rural enclave. So what we do is that we look at it from the enterprise point of view. Now, when you talk of natural resources, each resource has a potential of becoming an enterprise. Each resource has a potential of becoming an enterprise. And the combination of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resources could go into an industry. And based on that, what we do is to first of all conduct a baseline study of a rural community or a conglomeration of rural communities. What are those things that they have? What are those things that we are expecting them to have? And form them into entrepreneurial groups, from production to processing to marketing, and until it gets to the table of the consumers. In doing this, you are empowering people, you are getting them employed, you are increasing their income, you are reducing their poverty, and at the end of the day, the economy becomes better, improved from the rural areas to the urban centers, and then virtually nationally. So these are some of the ways we have been looking at it, and we have been doing that one. And at the end of the day, we also introduce the concept of microcredit into it, based on this microcredit in Bangladesh that we study, Professor Yunus. We try to introduce a microcredit into the component of these entrepreneurial groups, so that with or without government, the participants, the rural dwellers, should be able to support themselves and find a way forward at the end of the day. So these are some of the things we are doing. And we have been doing it over time now, because we also involve the concept of extension, getting new skills, new knowledge, introducing new knowledge, new skills from research component to the farmers. So we have also been serving as a linkage between the research and the farmers and other actors in agricultural value chain. These are some of the ways we have been doing it. As we go along in this discussion, I'll be speaking more about the breakdown of these things along the line. Thank you.
Dr. Penny, is it possible to on your video?
What? Pardon?
Yeah, so if we heard you, is it possible to on your videos so that we can
Is it possible to do what?
on your video? We can't see
My
you.
video, okay. Okay, let me on it. Let me on it. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's right. Because we're getting you. All the guests are here. We'll take a.
I hope you can see me now.
Yeah, it's right. So we'll take a group
Okay.
with you.
Great.
Yes.
Great. Thank you.
Nothing is there. Okay, because nowadays the group photo is here from here. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, thank you very much, all of our distinguished guests here, who gave the valuable speech for as an inaugural program. And we are happy and we're delighted, as you mentioned, that just next month we see doing with My voice is not clear. Is it not clear?
Sir, your voice is not clear.
I don't know.
Hello?
Is it not-
Your voice is not clear, sir.
is it not- Okay. So thank you very much for starting this. Now we'll go for our technical session for today. And once again, thank you, Rajesh, and also Dr. Reddy and our Professor Prasad sir for joining with us in the university program. And before I go for the technical session related to the introduction of rural development and rural project and how we are this days. This is, as we mentioned, is a 1 month working days, Saturday, Sunday. 2 hours we'll share different topic as Professor also mentioned, and we mentioned in our
Sir, your voice is not audible.
hello. Hello.
Sir, now it is very clear.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Sir. Okay, that means there is some problem with the network. Okay, thank you very much. And as we mentioned that recently we have signed MOU with Amity for that institute is a center of excellence in the field of rural development and rural management. So many more organizations we are trying to collaborate, and as mentioned that we did almost more than 100 plus different program, international program. Just in the month of July, we did in Brazil, the program, first program on the food security and the food system in Brazil. Then this is also the program we did in the last month, in the month of November, in 2nd and 3rd, the second South Asian Conference on Climate Change held in Bangladesh, Dhaka, in the Bangladesh Press Club. The number of people, and also in collaboration with that organization, Center for People and Environment, we started the South Asian Research Hub on climate change. So any even the small grant is also allowed if somebody is interested to do some research on the climate change issues, particularly for the youth. We have developed this fund. Very soon we will go for the call for expression if somebody is interested to do some research activity on climate change, because finance related to climate is a big issue, big challenges. So some cross-boundary research proposal and other thing we are trying to do that. As mentioned that already started one International Journal of Sustainable Rural Development, and that International Journal of Sustainable Rural Development being published in collaboration with EPOLI USA, and the 2-volume already it came in that, and it is the ISN number along with the DY number. So if you interested to present any paper and publish, we can be. Now, come to the point related to this program, Rural Development Project Management. Rural Development Project Management, as we thought on that, it will be 8 working days, Saturday, Sunday mainly, because it's for the professionals who are working in different organizations, universities and institutions. For them, it will be easier to attend this. That's why, and also the time zone to cover in different countries, it will be easier. That's why we have selected this program, and this is as the first program for our end, because last 2 years different activities we thought, but we have seen that there is a demand on the course, and as we mentioned, this organization is trying to make the building capacity and making generation for the rural development. So we're trying pulling that thing, and this program, as we mentioned, that it will cover different aspects, but the today's program schedule we have already shared for this week, but other we have framed, but we have not shared. I would love to get the feedback or the which is called the need for that. So if you can write in the either in the Facebook, WhatsApp group, or here also, if you can make the thing that what is your expectation of this 1 month course? Why you are thinking? So what is the aim and other that we can incorporate that, because it's a mixed group. We have seen that people from the academic, from the NGOs, from the even the training institute, funding agencies, corporate sector, they are all here. So the demand and the need of the different clients may be different. So in a nutshell, obviously we are make the specifically, it's not a course only on the project management, but specifically, as our professor was mentioning, that it is a rural development project management. So something different from that other project management course is specialized on the field of rural development and other, and that's why this is designed for that. So I'll request if all of you can express your need for that, so that we can group those things, and accordingly we will try to put in the in our program schedule. That will help you. So this is in a nutshell, and some people also were looking for some material. Definitely all this, as we mentioned, will keep all the PowerPoint presentations and other and material. This meeting is being recorded, so we'll get the record person, but we need some editing and other, not that entire 3 hours or the 2 hours will take, it may not be used. So accordingly, the session wise, we can provide you the material. Then a lot of other material, and as we mentioned, this is a course, Rural Development Project Management. I have already written a book on the Rural Development Project Management. That can be as a soft copy I can share with you on the chapter wise, and other, it will help you for this. And any other the question answer, the group is there. It is not necessary that this course will be confined within these 8 days, Saturday, Sunday, but also you can ask the question, those in the group, but not necessary unnecessary question, but some relevant and related question, which will give the particular our resource person or the speaker who will be there. And as we mentioned that every day, at least the last of this, we have put it the question answer session. So we'll request you can think on that and bring the question for the speakers, and it will be discussed. And not necessary during presentation. After presentation, you can ask this question, and you can put in the chat box, and other we will take some question. If not necessary during that day, in later part also we can take those question and we'll answer, so that you can learn those things. And also, as we mentioned, that this course, after this course, we are thinking to make you how to write a proposal. So research proposal or the implementation proposal, how to bid for the proposal, how to submit the proposal, those kinds of things are coming, which is very demand in the market. So it will be helpful for you. And there will be assignment. 2 assignment will be there. One is that you have to frame proposal, research proposal or the implementation, any proposal you have to submit to us, and also one Google based quiz on there will be 50 marks questions on that.
báwo ni wọ́n ṣe omi náà ṣe mo ti sọ̀rọ̀ ń sìn.
All the questions will be there. There will be 50 questions and the MCQ, and we'll share the link in the group and other. So if you can go through that, so assessment of your assessment of your learning, and that can be shared. And it is not the whether you will pass or fail, you will get the certificate, but obviously end of the thing, how much you have scored, that score, if you will get in your mail and other. If you want, then we can share among other who is the best performance and this. So this is in a nutshell what we are thinking, and that but definitely, as I mentioned, it's a dynamic process of learning. So if you have anything in your mind specifically that these are the area you are interested, we will try to cover. 8 days are not enough for that, but still we try. So is it okay? The understanding and going on as much as possible. We will be in the chat, not that much. I mean, as and when required, definitely will allow and will speak. But if possible, use the chat so that it should not disturb to other. If you ask, there is nothing wrong, but a lot of other noises are coming and it. So is it okay if we go ahead with that? This is the understanding. So understanding is that there will be program. So again, I am telling you, this will be 8 days program. Number 1, Saturday, Sunday, 2 hours, starting from the 6th. But before that, maybe 15 minutes before we will open the thing. 6 to 8, there will be further question answer session, right? If you have the question and other, but I am telling you, it's not necessary that rest of the thing, I mean, Monday to or Friday, there will be nothing. We'll give you one assignment that you have to submit one proposal, right? One proposal that I will try to check whether the proposal, any correction or anything is required or some modification is required or not. So if you can submit a proposal, but this is voluntarily, it's not mandatory. If you are interested, it will be there. Otherwise, not. Number 3 is that there will be a learning assessment in the end of the day. Almost after this entire course, the last day, there will be assessment of 50 questions will be there to assess your learning. Again, it is not related to your pass or fail. In the generally, I am very strict on that 30%, 40% another. But here, that is not pass or fail, but at least you can assess your learning. Then the regarding material, the course material, definitely will provide you course material. As I mentioned, the last 22 years, I am teaching rural development, project management and other. So I have a book on that. I will share this material to you. Nothing wrong to exchange the knowledge and other. And obviously the presentation or the other material given by our speakers that will be shared. And all these videos will be uploaded, and that will be also shared with you. Like this thing, not necessary that you have to get that. So we'll cut this thing, edit, and only the main part. So is it okay? Should we go ahead?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
Please.
definitely,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
go.
So,
Yes, go ahead.
okay,
Yes,
thank
yes.
you. Thank you. And most of the cases, this is the online thing. So network issues will be there, something. So please try to cooperate with the speakers and other. Not unnecessary that even say right now I am facing the problem related to audio and video. So we'll come out people. So online, but we'll try to manage. We are all mature. We'll try to manage the thing. So let me start today's session.
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Are you getting my PPT?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me start here. The as we mentioned, it's a entering project cycle. The project cycle, the rural development and other the project cycle. Okay. Before I go that, I would like to introduce my background, and it is available in the website. So I'm not going detail about me and this. But let us come to that project cycle and project management, how it can be. You know that why this course is important and why you are here, and how we are thinking for this course, and what will be your learning. Everywhere, if you have heard the project, even my 11 years daughter studying in the class 6, she is also aware about the project, right? I'm sure that all of you are aware about the project. This is the from the nursery level, they everywhere there's a school, so the project they are giving the project. So some project is there, and even when we are sending the satellites and other, these are also projects. So the project is a very common word in every field. Either you are NGOs, either in the corporate sector, either you are the academician, or anybody. The project is a very common. A large number of projects are going throughout the country, both or the everywhere, the public sector as well as the private sector. So every time you will see with the corporate sector, they are the project, you have to submit the project, this, that, IT firm, they are doing. So this project is a very common term. But sometimes when we are thinking that project, whether the management is the term when it comes, it's that the time and cost overrun is a regular feature, right? I'm sure that whether our academic, because I'm teaching in the university and heading the Department of Rural Development and Management in Tripura University. Those the projects, even it happen if you go to the road and construction, the time and cost, because these are interrelated. When the time overruns, then cost also overruns, right? So the time and cost both is a regular feature. It's overrun. So management means how we can control those things. Third is that hub and roads, bridges, buildings are causing worries not only to the funding agencies but also the other stakeholders. That word stakeholder you should understand. We have a special session on that, how to manage the stakeholder, what is the meaning of stakeholder. We'll come together, right? And then also that the project management has a significant place on planning and implementation on things. So when you go for the why this course, why it is important, slowly we'll get insight on that when we come. But today in this session, I will come to that what are the components will be there, what are the components on this. And now rural development. Rural development already Dr. Fahmy told that what is that. So that's why this South Aid cooperation nowadays, and when we're talking about the particularly Asian countries, African countries, Latin American countries, as I mentioned that recently we did a program in Brazil. If you go to our website, you can see that even the countries from European countries, say Moldova, Romania, those are the countries, there is also issues related to rural development, right? So rural development is a term from the very beginning. Even I am from the Vishwabharati University, Shantiniketan, which is very famous in that. But they are also the founder, Rabindranath Tagore, who is the Nobel laureate. His approach of rural development is long back. He is from Bangladesh and India. He made a lot of practices. Gandhian thought of rural development. Even the Kumilla model was after there from Bangladesh. Recently, as Dr. Fahmy told, that model like microfinance is all about these things. And that's why the rural development is a core center, particularly in our developing countries, particularly in our Asian countries, all our Asian countries, mostly all our Asian countries, this is a rural development is the issue. As mentioned that mostly our around 70% in an average, around 70% of the people in the rural area. So rural development can think in different ways, right? But it's a basically process which lead to, it's a process, right? It's not an event. rural development, when we talk, even the development, if you go little bit nutshell on that, development itself is a process. It's a rural or urban, but definitely we are focusing on rural development. It's a process. It's a gradual process. Sometimes it may be the spontaneous. The people themselves, they want to do something, or sometimes it can be induced, like through projects and programs. These are induced. The people, even if there is no rural development project or development project in the rural areas, the development will continue, right? It's a spontaneous. People themselves, they want to do. Like people like you, you came here for what? You came here for this course. It's for your development. So it is a spontaneous. Nobody would force you that you have to join this course, right? But it's a spontaneous process. So development, when we talk about the particularly rural development, it's a spontaneous or it's a induced, whatever it may be, but it's a process, not even. Second is which lead to continuous rise in the capacity of the rural people. Now this is the question. This training program is called as a capacity building, right? And that all this National Institute of Rural Development, it's a capacity building organization in India. Similarly, Bangladesh Academy of Rural Development Academy in Bogura. There is a very famous institute in the field of rural development. Basically, they are working on the capacity building, right? This, as Dr. Feni is there, is a center of excellence from the World Bank. Recently, we signed MOU with them. They are also this term, the capacity of the rural people. You see, that capacity of the rural people for what? It is important that you have to enhance capacity of the rural people so that they can manage their thing. It is not possible for you or me or somebody else to go each and every matter to go to the village, right? This is called the capacity building is important so that they can manage, they can think, they can work for their own day. So it's the rural people. As we mentioned that when we talk about the rural development, these two words will be there. One is the rural people, one is the rural area. These both are important. So when we talk about rural development, it's basically development of rural people and also development of rural areas. And I can say you that number of programs by Government of India as well as others, and all these programs are basically coining in these two things. Either they are trying to develop the rural people as well as the rural area. So it's a control their environmental accompanied by the wide distribution of benefit. This is also another very important issue, that distribution of benefit. Somebody was just texting in the chat box that it's a reduce inequality SDG, right? Even if you see that the one of the goal, SDG goal number 10, which talk about the reducing inequality. So distribution of benefit is one of the issue that also leads towards the reducing inequality. Inequality in the rural areas, one of the major problems. Sometimes US people used to call the inequality, right? In our countries also, there is a two-way. We used to say that 10% of the global rich, who are the rich person of the 10% of they are enjoying the wealth of 90% of global wealth, right? They are enjoying 90% global wealth. And this 10% wealth is being utilized or something by the 90% of the. So this is the gap. So inequality is the big issue. So that's why in the rural areas, is a distribution of benefit is one of the major source of concern. How best we can. So rural development, we have a lot of things. We have resources, as Dr. Feni was mentioning, that we have resources, natural resource and other resource. I will come if required. We have the 5 kinds of resources. We can think on that. Those resources, how it can be distributed to the benefit resulting from such control. So that's why the project, when we talk about that project management or the rural project management, it is all about this thing, that how best we can improve the rural people's life as well as the rural area. Now, this term even now, as this is Global Forum for Sustainable Rural Development, and sometimes sustainability and rural development together. So SDG and rural development, somebody was discussing about that. Even we have special session there. I used to take that. Even sometimes I argue and advocate for that. that all these SDG goals are basically tilt towards rural development. Say, for example, poverty, right? If you go for the SDG goal number 1, zero poverty, the poverty itself is a rural feature. About 80% of the global poor lives in rural areas. So how you can ignore them, right? Similarly, second, if you thought that zero hunger, that is also in the rural areas, mainly in the rural areas. Even the answer of the hunger is sustainable agriculture, which is also from the rural area. So each and every component, if you go, except very few, most of the cases in the day, even you can see that one book came by the United Nations, and they are Council of Social United Nations Council for Economic and Social Development, and 2021, and they are also arguing on that the reconsidering, the name of the book is Reconsidering Rural Development, and they told that each and every, even sustainable urban also, if you think for sustainable urban development, then you have to concentrate on rural development. Otherwise, migration, the labor, the traffic jam, a lot of other incidents will be happen, and congestion, everything. So that's why we also focus on sustainable rural development, and that's why if you see this figure, this illustration, you can see that the 3 dimensions are there. As we mentioned, the economic development, social development, and area development. In the very beginning, I was telling the rural development, very simple way, the development of rural people and the development of rural area. Now, rural people development is basically economic development and social development. So, social development, our Prasad sir was there. He was the center head in National Institute of Rural Development. The center was Center for Equity and Social Development, and his focus was on the social development. I am very lucky that in the very beginning of my career, I was under his guidance. I was research associate, and then I learned a lot on that. So social development, because economic development, people, the financial inclusion, microfinance, all these things are coming to the economic development. But the social development, the education, health, nutrition, the participation, the empowerment, all these aspects. So when you talk about these 2 things, the economic development and this social development together makes the people development, which in other way we can consider as a human development, right? And I'm sure all of you are aware about the Human Development Index. Professor Amartya Sen as well as Mehboob Haq in Pakistan, and both the economies, they are very much famous for this Human Development Index. Nowadays, that even in the human development is coming towards from the human development. Now people are coming to the sustainable development, right? SDG goal and other. And when you are talking about the SDG and sustainable development goal and sustainable rural development goal, it is not only the development of rural people, but also you have to think for the area development. That's why if you see the picture I have mentioned here, please mute yourself. So if you see that these 3 the round, and you can say chapati kinds of thing, it is basically challenge of any rural development practitioner and professional to bring these 3 circles closer, right? If you are the practitioner and this, so more they are overlapping to each other, and the middle zone, which is called the sustainable rural development areas, that can have. So it's a balance between the people's development and as well as the area development. Is that clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Because online, definitely most of the cases we are missing the link. So sometimes it is if it is a class, in person, then much better. Anyway, so now come to the point of objective of rural development. This is a very known to all of you, and your expertise, I know that. But for the understanding, is a common platform. Little bit as it's an introductory class, so introductory session, so we'll go for that. So objective of the rural development, definitely objective of the rural development is not that we are going to make them urban development, right? All the rural areas will be urban development, but sometimes you have heard the concept of Pura as a concept. Nowadays it's coming as a smart village, right? Smart village and other lot of village concepts. It's not the model village, but other. But the main objective of the thing, obviously, the people should be in the better condition, right? And better condition even in the future. That's why the question of sustainable development is coming. The sustainable rural development is coming. We have to nurture our mother nature, right? So the major objective of rural development, if you can understand, that will help you what kinds of project you are going to identify. That will help you what kinds of project you should design. And when you are designing a project, what should be in your mind, that how this project can going to deliver those things, right? So to improve the living standard by providing food, shelter, clothing, employment, and education. So standard of living, it's a basic living standard. But now, if people are looking for I want more GB, I want not 4 GB, even the 5 GB, right? I want not mobile link. These are the demand is going on, no doubt about that. So standard of living is increasing, people demands are increasing. But when we are talking about this thing, it is not that. But even those can be another issue, that how mobile can help in the rural development, how ICT can help in the rural development. Nowadays, even artificial intelligence can help in the rural development. But let us think the basic understanding is that to improve the living standard by providing food, shelter. Sometimes it's a roti kapra makan is the film earlier it was there, and those things, and that employment and education. Definitely, if you are going for the self-employment, there is a wage employment, education. Nowadays, a lot of other terms are coming. The value education, the value there's a vocational education, a skill education. Those things are also coming. But second is to increase the productivity in the rural areas and reduce poverty. As we mentioned, you that productivity may be the agriculture related, it may be the animal husbandry, it may be other way. The productivity is that there is a saying that there is a saying that if you know that Japan has very less land, but their productivity is so high. Even you have heard about the Israel, the farming system of Israel. The productivity are very high. Even our farmers in these developing countries, they are working hard, but they are not getting that much productivity. So that's why increase productivity, how we can go that. Now, a lot of things are coming. Now, vertical gardening, you know, the farming, even rooftop farming, and those other things are coming. A lot of things are going on. How people are thinking on the organic farming, those things, because it is not only productivity that will go with fertilizer, the chemical fertilizer and other things, but how best we can go. Recently, in collaboration with government of Nepal, GFSRD, we have a Center for Global Center for Sustainable Agriculture and Food Security. We are working action research in Nepal, and we are going with the zero fertilizer. How zero fertilizer? It's zero fertilizer, zero chemical fertilizer, definitely. So how the biofertilizer, even in India also, the Sikkim, you know, is a very famous for that. Even I am in the Northeast India, so Northeast India, when they are going for agriculture, is a shifting cultivation, the Zoom cultivation, you know that, and they are the very less.
And Bhutan as well. Sure.
Yeah, so Bhutan as well, obviously. So chemical fertilizer, Bhutan is very famous because of the environment and a lot of initiative they are taken. The zero carbon, the Bhutan is the same. And not only that, Bhutan also started that another very interesting parameter of development is called happiness index. The happiness index, the Bhutan is very famous for that. And now globally it is being accepted, and that how we are going to measure. It is not earlier, it was the per capita income, but slowly from the material value, now we are coming to the human value. It's a happiness index. So it's a very nice. Bhutan is also doing, and our Global Center for Climate Change and Environment head is from the Bhutan, is from the Royal University of Bhutan. So those things are there. And then again, to increase the degree of people's participation in decision-making process and development. People's participation is important. Our professor was talking about that participatory project management. Sometimes it is also important, even particularly identification of the issues, identification of the problem, identification of the process, project. People's participation is very, very important. And though it is a qualitative term, people's participation, but the degree of people's participation, this is also important. How the degree of it, some people are now going to make a quantification of this participation. Say, for example, all of you are here, you are participating. So, but how to measure whether how qualitative you are participating, whether you are asking the questions or not, you are whether taking this course as a seriously or not. So the degree of people's participation will also vary, and that can also go into the decision making. And we are happy that in India, if you see the in the rural development in the earlier before 70s and other, that the concept was community development, right? I'll tell you that later slide. And slowly it's coming as a people oriented. So people should be in the center of any development. Even in the project management, I will come all these things. How the people can be in the center of the project management and each other. So that's why it can be participatory project management. I will come later part. And to, as we mentioned, that another to ensure distributive justice and equalization of opportunity in the, so equal opportunity, even that university level also UGC has given order that you have to make an equal opportunity cell, right? So that opportunity should be given to everybody. People are looking for the justice and the distributive justice. We have resources, but it should not be confined with the few people. Then there will be inequality, which is the core problem of each and every problem in the rural areas, right? Not in rural areas, even urban areas. If there is a more gap between have and have not, there will be social unrest, which create a lot of conflict, which is the another problem of the peace and other. So those things are distributive justice and opportunity for others. So these are the basic objectives. So when you will design a project, you have to think for that how your project is going to address this core objective of rural development. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic,
Yes, sir.
fantastic. Yeah, thank you. And I have gone through this your thing. You have also enough experience on that. I'm just trying to recall among each other ourselves, so that any point of time, if you have it, you can put in the chat box, or after presentation you have any question, talk and we will discuss that. Then what are the approaches of rural development? As we mentioned, these are the approach, major 4 approaches of rural developments are there. That your project will be also on that approach. Say, for example, first is the community development. You know, in India, Bangladesh and other places, the community as a whole. So sometimes even till date, community development programs are there. And in India, we had a community development program, which is the first rural development program, right? I'm sure you are aware about that thing. So community as a whole, so community playground, community kitchen, community, even the school, so that it is the people can work so as a whole community care. So the program are there to involve the people's participation in development and emphasize on the building of infrastructure, connectivity, and other things. The road, it's a nobody's, right? It is everybody's. It's a common thing, and now even it's called the common property resources, which is also very common name, particularly among the tribal and other people. There is a common property, is the ownership, is the common. So community development as a whole, it was one of the approach. So when you are designing a project, whether it be individual or whether it's a community, say if you are giving a scheme that maybe some tools or something which may be the individual, but you are thinking for the school, you are making a proposal, you have to think of how it is going to solve or the address the issues related to community. Second is the integrated rural development. So during the 50s, generally in India, 1950s up onward, the community development block concept of community development was there, and but most of the cases when it was the community that slowly that it was realized that the problem related to poverty and other, these may not be addressed to the community. So you have to go to some individual approach, and you have to also integrate with the intra-departmental or interdepartmental integration is required. So integrated rural development, the agency-wise integration is also required. So when we go for the rural development, you have to think that it is that, say, for example, if you are thinking only for the health aspect, but you are ignoring other, or say, for example, you want to increase the productivity of agriculture. So it is not necessary that you will confine only the agriculture, nothing else. But say for if the farmers are not they are facing some health related issue, right? So how they will be involved in the farm? According to the productivity will not be that much. So you have to see both the way. It is not the agriculture, fertilizer, irrigation, and other thing you are thinking for only agriculture and ignoring the health system. No. So you have to manage it. So integrated rural development approach was slowly came to that, mainly in the 90s, 70s, and India was the country, and other countries also started the integrated rural development. We have a IRDP program, right? Integrated rural development. I'm sure that you have heard and you have learned those things. Integrated rural development program, which was called as a world biggest anti-poverty program. This is the first time that the approach was there. There was the approach, the attack on the poverty, and India, it was started the below poverty line. So who are the below poverty line? And the approach was there in there. Third was that whenever there is a rural development, the project and programs. So people are talking about the project, and that's why you are here, project management. So rural development through some project. So as I told you, fostering the development, speed up the development. So some extra push is required. So that's why we design project, we design program for that. Now there are some basic difference in the project program. I will come later part. The rural development through project and program almost is a common approach, whether it's a community development, whether it's integrated development, and you have this is a very common approach related to rural development. And another is the local level participation. When we're talking about the rural development project, mainly the local level participation without people's participation. That's why sometimes it's called the rural development. The empowerment and people's participation are the two sides of the same coin. And local level participation is very important. And we are happy that this is the came after 90s. Most of the program, particularly the institutionalization of people's participation in terms of local government, local self-government, the panchayat came in the India, but Union Parishad in Bangladesh, many more other. So that local level institution strengthening so that people can take care, people can take the decision, they can participate in the development process. It is not that only the ownership will go to the government, but also the people should take some responsibility. So some approach of responsive governance, the ownership came to the people. So people participation in the local level. Say you are doing a road or maybe the culvert in the local level, but how they are participating. And sometimes it's at the community level participation, 10% participation as a community level in terms of contribution of the labor, sometimes in terms of cost, so that people can feel that this is our project. The sustainability, even we have a session, there will be the sustainability of the project sustainability. It is not that project itself will be. You have to design as a project how it will sustain. Most of the cases, the project it is not sustaining. Even in the, you can see that collapse of building, collapse of road, how the contractor and other they are working. So when we are designing a project, the project designing, I'm sure that our speakers and other they will tell. Otherwise, I am with you. We'll discuss on that. That sustainability project is also important. You have to mention. Even some funding agency they are also look for this component. How your project will be sustainable. You are looking for the project duration, maybe 3 years, maybe 5 years. But after that, what, right? So it should not be one time. As we told, that is a mention. It's a process. It's a long-term way you have to think on that, the project dimension and other. And then it's coming to that local level participant. It's coming to the project. So I'm sure that you got some insight about the rural development. Is it okay? So rural development objective and sustainable rural development, you got it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Sir.
Okay, so any point of time, if you have any
Yes.
question, you can take question also in the chat box. You can put. So the rural development you can understand, and the sustainable rural development. Let us come to the move to the project in a nutshell. Project. So project, even one, even your birthday celebration may be one small project if you can think of that. So when we talk about the project, please take this thing, each and every word. It is not a definition. It is I used to tell in that way. A group of interrelated activity. Whenever they will call a project, it's a group of interrelated activity. Any project anywhere, group of interrelated project. That means project activities are interrelated, right? Say for example, you are making constructing a home, your sweet home, everybody's dream, like I must have my own home or house. For that, for doing the wiring, you need all the things to be done. Or the inside there will be something. It is not that from very beginning you can make the wiring and putting all the ceiling fan, and it is not possible. So that activity depends on the other activity. That's why it is an interrelated activity. Say for example, our research project, we can't make a data analysis, right? First, it is required there will be the formation of questionnaire, then data collection, and then data analysis, then report writing. So those are interrelated. Similarly, this project phase also different interrelated. So it's called group of interrelated activities. The word is activity. Undertaken towards achieving predetermined single goal. So every project is called unique, right? It has a single goal, what we are going to do. That's why I told what I don't know why you join here. So what is your goal? What is your objective to learning here? It may vary. And sometimes it's a learning it's called NTVF. Learning, even your status of mind and your knowledge will vary. Somebody is running 10 years of project, right? And somebody is just going to start their career in the project. So it varies. Definitely it varies. But you have a certain goal. They have a certain goal. And the project, every project, it has a predetermined goal, single goal. But this goal can be within a specific time. So every project have a start point, have a finish point, right? One is called start point, one is called finish point. Say for example, this training program, today it has started. Say it is 16 is a start point, and it will finish after 8 days. So start point, this is called specific time. Every project having that. This is also in other way, it's called duration of the project. Sometimes it's called life of the project. Sometimes it's called span of the project. Is that clear? So every project is a temporary. It has a specific. That's why even the job market also, when our students are going to the job in the project, so they know that this job is a temporary in nature. So nowadays, almost every job is coming as a temporary in nature. It's a project-based job. If you go to the IT sector, there also they have a project, certain project you have to finish within time, and you will earn from that. Okay, from the online also you can get dollars. So it's a specific time and resources, which is very important. As we mentioned, that every project has a defined, determined resources. Sometimes it can be, if it is called the financial resource, then it's called budget, right? But there is also other thing, like as I mentioned, we have 5 resources, 5 types of resources, right? One we call as a natural resource. In the village, if you are going for the resource, the project and these, what are the natural resources are available in the village? If you are going to make a development of the rural project and other, first you have to assess that what are the resources are available. Sometimes it's called resource envelope, right? You have to open it, resource envelope. What are the resources available? Say there may be pond, there may be forest, there may be land, there may be some other things. So what are the natural resources available? So first is called natural resources. Natural resources generally used to tell that which is created by God or some nature, right? Not necessary that. So natural resources, and it varies. So first you have to understand, if going for any village project, village identification, project identification or anything. So first you have to assess what are the resources available. So first resource is that what are the natural resource. You can take a note, one or two, or you can take the note. So first is the natural resource. Second is coming as the physical resource, which is basically man-made resource. So natural resource is coming to, and another is the physical resource. So how the physical resource is, maybe the road, it may be some other way the physical resources are there, right? Which is also a resource for building the village or the areas anywhere. So what are the physical resources? This laptop is maybe the resource for me. This mobile is the resource for me. If we can use it properly, right? It's a resource. So resource is whatever we have the utility. Sometimes even we don't have the skill to utilize the resource, right? Say for example, if you have money, say from Indonesia, you went there and you came back to India or somewhere, and then that money may not be used because it is not a resource for you. You don't know what to use. So resource, until and unless you can use it, it cannot be resource, right? Clear? And resources, when you talk about the resources, it depends on the availability of the resources, quality of the resources, stock of the resources. Say natural gas. What is the stock for us? The petrol, another, what is stock? And also it is important the flow of the resources. And when we are talking about the project management, the training and capacity building, basically the rural areas, our root city team, they are here, and other teams are also there involved in the capacity building. As we mentioned in the earlier, that we are basically going to capacity building the people so that they can utilize the resources better. And the resources, use of resources, it should not be, sometimes it's a overutilized, sometimes it's a misutilized, sometimes it's a underutilized also, right? So even sometimes you don't know. Say for example, medicinal plant in the forest and other, sometimes you even don't know what is the use, right? But it is going to explode. So a lot of things are coming. The research is going on. Government is giving fund for that to explore the utility of those resources. The tribal people, they have the indigenous knowledge. Now they are trying to decode those knowledge. Dr. Manushi, as we mentioned, they are having a book on the medicinal plant and tribal healers, right? So the tribal healers, they know the thing. We, as a so-called modern people, we don't know. So for us, these are not resources. This is simply a plant. This is simply maybe something we don't know, but they are using for their life. So resources is, you have to understand what is the meaning of the resource first, right? So to utilize those resources properly. So it's coming as a natural resource, as I told you, then it's coming as a physical resource. Third resource is called human resource. Human resource is that, see, you are human resource, I am here as a human resource. That means we have some utility. You are either you are running a project, you are the staff of project in an organization, and your resources, right? Your resources, because it's a human being who utilize other resources. That's why the human resource is very important. Whatever you are talking about, that nature or another thing, but it is the human being. So that's why it is called human resource. So how best you have the skill, how best you have the knowledge, how best you have the motivation and attitude and other thing to utilize those things. That's why this training program and the short duration programs are important to make capable you to utilize your own knowledge and skills. And if you go to the other dimension, in the villages, we have to arrange programs, training programs and other capacity building programs so that they can use the resources better. In Tripura University, I started a course on post-graduation diploma in bamboo cultivation and resource utilization. We have bamboo in Northeast India, no doubt about, but how to utilize those? And recently, we started this course in 2006, and last year I went to Uganda National Forest Academy, and I started the course with support of INBAR. It came to the news and other. We started the first time in the course in Africa, in entire Africa, the first course on bamboo resource and technology. So because it's under vocational training course, and the course is approved and other. So bamboo is also a resource. And most probably our next program will be on bamboo. So how the bamboo can addressing the sustainable development goal, SDG. Now people are talking about the bamboo for the climate change, right? You know that everywhere, even if you go to the any hotel or any uh, uh, film star, you can see they have in the home and as a decorative, as a bamboo, because it can absorb carbon very nicely, right? So people are talking about that. So bamboo from the different way in the alternative to plastic, in the so many things are there. But in the value addition of bamboo are also resources important. So we try to make a cadre, we try to build a team which can utilize bamboo properly. But it is also important that it is not that randomly we'll cut the bamboo, right? You have to choose the proper bamboo. Generally, we used to suggest and that after 3 years the bamboo is mature to use it. So proper utilization of resources is important. So who will know that? It is a human being. So until and unless you have the knowledge, until and unless you have the skill, it is very difficult to manage the resources, use the resources in the proper way. If you say for again, the coming to the bamboo, if a bamboo, somebody is selling this bamboo, maybe 180 rupees or maybe 200, even 300 rupees is a raw bamboo. But if you know that the utilization, value addition of the bamboo, this one bamboo can give you more than maybe around 10,000 or something, if you can make that. China is very famous for that, even other. And nowadays the bamboo is going for even the bamboo juice is coming, from the bamboo, the fiber, the bamboo shirts are coming. Bamboo charcoal become very famous for the your thing. Bamboo oil is coming, bamboo wine is also coming. So different type bamboo as a corrugating, as a building material. So many things are coming. That's called the resources. But until and unless we have this knowledge, until and unless we have this information, until and unless we have the thing, that's why the human resource is important. But sometimes even human resource also is very difficult to manage them. I am sure that you will agree with me. In different, we have sometimes some person are overutilized, they are tired of, sometimes some people are not working at all in the organization. So managing properly human resource is also important. So this is the third. Fourth is coming when you're talking about the resources is the financial resource. Obviously, the money. End of the day, money. All these things, the budget, whatever you have that budget in the project. So the money is important, right? So the financial resources all together adding to this, we are coming as a financial resources. So financial resource, how you have and how you are going to utilize. And the last one, nowadays everybody is talking about that, the social resources. In other terms, social capital. I'm sure that you heard about the social capital. Even World Bank having a report on the social capital for the poverty alleviation. And this, in a simple way, if I tell that the poverty alleviation of social capital, there are 3 types of social capital, right? Which is called bonding, binding, and networking. Global Forum for Sustainable Rural Development is running with the social capital only. It's a networking. We have people from more than, as mentioned, 132 countries, people from different. It's a networking. Even you will look at that, even our membership, we never ask for any money. We only believe on that, your knowledge, your skill, and this. Banking on that. That is the social capital we are banking. All my resource person, they all are the part of this. So they have a high skill and knowledge. So we are going to utilize in the training program and the other things, a lot of things. A lot of youths have joined our youth, global youth volunteers program. A lot of youth from different countries, they have joined. They are working hard and they are doing. So it's basically a bonding, binding, and networking. Now, if you can understand, very simple way, what is that human resources, I mean, that social resources. So bonding is basically very close relation. Okay, somebody maybe from the science background, let us come to that, even not being in science background, you know that solid, liquid, and gas. This is the 3 states of matter, anyway, right? So bonding is that when there is a 2 elements are closely linked, they make a solid. So it's a solid, sometimes it's called from the India, it's called Fevicol ka Majbuti, tutega nahi. So that is the bonding. So bonding between the two elements. Then another social capital is called bind. A little bit loose from the bonding is a binding, is like a liquid, right? Maybe. And then third is the networking. Nowadays in the social media, we are using like anything, the Facebook, these, that, even more you are in the urban, the gram, like village, Instagram or the Telegram, you are there. So those are there. So these are the 5 types of resources. So you have to understand when you are going for any kinds of project for rural development or any other development, you have to understand this thing of 5 resources. You have to understand that their quality, their degree. Say for example, the village, human resource, whether they are skilled or not. As I told, some village, I went to some villages in other countries also. The village themselves, they have they are skilled. Say sometimes it's a bamboo village, sometimes it's a fishery village, right? Sometimes it's a animal husbandry village. So those villages, they have their specific skill. We went to some other part, maybe they are busy with some say Dokra village, right? Some product in India, it is happening. So specifically, what are the skills they have? Whether they are healthy or not, I mean, they can work on that. So human resources. So if you go to this definition, because this is the core, these few lines are core to understanding our 8 days program will be there based on this slide. So project is a interrelated activities towards achieving determined goal. So when you are framing a project, planning a project, you have to define the goal, what your project is. The same title of a project, but the outcome will be different, right? You have to understand what is the training project, what is the research project, what is the implementation project. So different types of project, and they have different goals, right? Say, my colleague was telling that empowerment. So women empowerment through microfinance. It can be training program, it can be seminar, it can be workshop, it can be research, it can be implementation also. But that goal will be different, right? And the time frame will be different. A research project, if it is 6 years, it will not happen. Nobody is going to give you fund for that. So the time frame another, and also the resources. I think this slide is clear to you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Our
Yes, sir.
understanding regarding research, I mean project is okay. Anything if you would like to tell, we'll take in the chat. Okay, let us move forward. Okay, so basically, as I told you, these are all already discussed with you. It's a single organization line, because the health project, health department will do that. The NGOs who have their own goal, their expertise. Some NGOs are focusing on agriculture, so definitely they will go some biasness or some expertise on that related to agriculture related project. Somebody will go for the health related project, somebody maybe education related project. It will vary. And we have the different government department, every country having the government department, they have their focus on that specifically. So again, it's a temporary, so life cycle of specific start and end. I have already discussed all these things, so I'm not going detail on that. Now, if you go to the course, the name is Rural Development Project Management. So come to that Rural Development Project Management. I have already discussed with you what is rural development, what is project. Now it is coming to the rural development project, why it is specifically we have made. We should have talked to that project management, and I am sure that more people will join, right? Project management course is available. There is a master degree also, even the PhD also in project management. One of our colleague, he's supposed to take class, but I don't know, maybe because of health reason. He did his PhD in the strategic project management. Okay. Even IIT Guwahati today, they have announced that they are going for the 6-month certificate course on project management. Obviously, very costly. But we are coming to the rural development project management. Sometimes even some question also came why the course fees is so less for that. But I told we have the different reason. We want that more people should learn about that thing. It is not about that only course fees and other, but it's learning is important. And also we confine that 200 will be our maximum, not more than that. But a lot of requests is coming. We can go for the second batch. But our we are confined that our focus is on the rural development project, mostly on the sustainable rural development project, right? So project, what is that? Is applicable in the rural area. Sometime even people are coming in the urban areas, the rural urban, semi-urban kinds of thing. But we are focusing on the rural area and very much local in nature, in the sense that local people, local need, local language, local knowledge, local expertise even, right? They can be. So you have to clearly, it is not an engineering project that we are sending our some satellite to the Mars and other, even the moon. It's not like that. That is also project, but we are confining with that. So you have to give value to the local. So now people are talking about the mostly on the local thing. So local people, their need you have to fulfill, right? And that simple, people-friendly, low-cost technology. Again, the rural project, this is the clearly defined. It's not a hi-fi technology. Nowadays, obviously, in the rural area, the drone and other things are also coming. People are taking advantage of those things. But it can be a low-cost technology, but sophisticated technology is also coming, which is very good. And then acceptable to the local society and culture. Any project, whenever it's a sustainability, depends on that acceptance of the people. Then utilization and development of local resources. As I told you, that's why you have to understand what are the resources that are available and how best it can be utilized, right? And then involvement of comparatively low budget in terms of manpower, time, and finance. Otherwise, if it is such a big thing, it's not like that. So rural development project, I'm thinking on that. Labor intensive, definitely when we are talking about this, should not be a capital intensive project, rather labor intensive project, and mainly not for profit. If for profit, then also the people are beneficiary. The beneficiary, sometimes I am not having so much fan about the term beneficiary, so I generally put that client. So client and not for the funding or implementing agency. So whatever the project I'm sure you are launching, it is not for your profit. So villagers will get the profit. Say for the school, what is the profit of the government? Nothing. But it is government responsibility. We have voted for that, and it's a government responsibility. But basically, villagers will be profitable. So all these projects are designed on that way. So when we are talking about, you have to understand when we are designing, you have to understand that project is going on and this what is the characteristics of the project. Clear? Is it okay? Is it okay with you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, stop. Extra noise. Okay. Now, dimension of rural development project, there will be mostly 3 dimensions. One is the related to activity group. So basically, the project is belong to any of the following 4 activity groups. The final commodity producing sector, who is doing that. Productive infrastructure sector. So which kinds of project you are talking about? So it's a grouping in that, whether it's a producing project or the production related project, whether it's a infrastructure related project, marketing infrastructure sector, and this, and the social service infrastructure related project. So these are the areas where is an activity group. Based on the activity, the projects you can think on that. So maybe when we talk about the project, it is the education. Say education. You are making a school building, which is coming as a infrastructure project. But appointment of teacher, that is also a project. Yeah, the distribution of book, maybe the project. The scholarship, maybe the project. Right? These are all related to project, but so different sector related to activity groups. However, second is that independent and complementary. So one project is related, as we mentioned, that it is school building can't give you the education, right? You need teacher, you need textbook, you need methodology. So training of the teachers, which is very, very important. That is also another project. Scholarship maybe is another project. Midday meal maybe the project, another project. So all together is a sometimes is a complementary and supplementary to each other. Yeah. So and one project is also, these are all independent. Even sometimes they say, for example, health camp is going on the school. These are the part of the project. The children should be here. So the deworming or some other iron tablet is being distributing in the school. Midday meal is from that. So various department and various they are coming with different projects, and as well as it is being, so it's a independent, sometimes even it is also complementary to that. And third is that another dimension of the project is the potential beneficiary group. Mostly when we are talking about the rural development project, and there is a maybe we are talking about the poor, we are talking about the children, we are talking about the socially excluded, financially excluded, technologically excluded. So those people, how we can bring together. That's why it's called nowadays the inclusive rural development. Even we have a center, global center for inclusive development. Inclusive rural development is that if you search, you can get my 4 volumes on that. Inclusive rural development is a 1,000 pages 4 volume. Inclusive rural development is important. That for whom? It can be person with disabilities. Nowadays, the transgender is maybe your target. Maybe the children your target. Maybe the women your target. Maybe the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC, or other backward. So every country, every state, it varies. Even it varies the say concept of minorities. Minorities, the religious minorities, it may be so different way. So sometimes the exclusion due to health, say for example, HIV, AIDS, and other the exclusion due to. So there are people who are mainly your target. So when you are designing a project, you have to understand for whom you are doing and how you will do that, right? So this is the different way. If you are thinking, say pharma nowadays is coming in India as a farmers producer organization, FPO. Even off-farm producer organization, OFPO. So farmers producer organization, so they have a specific group for whom we are thinking. So those things are there. Clear? So these are our mainly that the different section and different dimension of the project. Now, I used to prepare this thing, even in my book is also I have put it to make the understanding very easily. You have heard about the project, you have heard about the program, you have heard about the policy and the plan. This 4P, P4, right? And obviously adding to the P5 model is the people will be there. So these 5 P's are very important. The project, program, policy, plan, and people. You have to understand this, the interrelation. Look at this. Look at this figure. Okay, clear? Now you see that, let us start with the A policy, right? Say our education, new education policy, health policy, economic policy. So within a policy, there is a lot of programs are there. The goal of the policies are there. Say health for all is a policy, right? Then under that, there are a number of programs are there. National Rural Health Mission, national, now it's a term as a National Health Mission. So there are a number of programs are there. Within program, there are some projects, right? Same thing. There will be some activity, there will be goal, there will be this timeline, there will be budget or the resources for project, for program, for policy, everything. But the interrelation is that within a policy, there will be some project, with program, and within program, there will be some project. Even sometimes we have heard that term scheme. So these are all also another smaller form of even some scheme under a project, right? And outer side the box is that is called plan. So wherever you will do the project, whether it's a program, whether it's a policy, you So as a result, it is coming as the outer circle is basically a plan. So plan is sometimes you know that the plan is a blueprint of action. How we will do that? We have a session, maybe tomorrow. Darko from Ghana, she will present the thing that plan for that. So you have different types of plan. Maybe the manpower plan for the project, maybe your goal for the project, the time for the project, plan for the finance. So those things will be common there, but you have to plan for that. And even sometimes we tell that a proper plan is required to success a project. So whether it's a project or program or plan policy, you need proper planning. In India, we have had earlier the 5-year plan, right? Russia have a 7-year plan, and that now the annual plan. You know the different types of plans. So we will come that, and under those plan, we have to think. So is that clear? The understanding. I'm sure that after this session, you should have clear cut thing about the project, program, policy, and plan. It should be there, right? Now let us come to that our project cycle. Project cycle management. Sometimes you will heard this term, project cycle management, and it will be there different plans. So what is called project cycle? As we told in the very beginning that project means there is a start point and also there is a finish point, right? So there is a start point and there is also a finish point. But the start point and finish point is not that. The start point and finish point is basically is called duration of the project, right? So today we have started 16 is the start point, and we will finish this program on 8th December, so, which is called finish point. So in between this is called duration. That's called short duration course, 1 month short duration course. But before this 16 came, today's came, there is a lot of things we had to do, right? So this, and even after this program on 8th December, again there will be other activities. So that's why the project is not this one. I am coming very slowly, very simple way. I am going to make you understand. First is if we go as a identification. So first stage is project identification. The identification of a course. Say for example, this course. What we have identified? We have identified the title of the project course, right? What should be the actual title of the project? We have identified who will be our collaborative institute. We have identified who will be our target. We have identified the date. We have identified the the platform where we can do this. We have identified resource persons, the faculties and other who will be involved with that. And then we went for circulation of mails and other to identify people like you so that you are here. Any project starts from the identification. And the proper identification is very important to make a project successful. Say for example, health, right? A health thing. For our any kind of disease, first we have to go for the test. That if you go to the doctor will first tell you that you go for these are the tests. You have to go to the pathology or go for the X-ray or depends on these things. They will collect your maybe the blood, urine and other those things, and they will give this thing. And based on that report, doctor will identify what is your problem. If your pathological report is wrong, it will be very difficult to identify the disease. Similarly, in our social science or in the rural development, the thing is we are going to make a project which is the identification stage. So first stage of any project is start with project identification. How to identify? There will be a special session for that. You will get a special session. How to identify project, right? What are the different methods we will follow to identify a project in a village? Whether we should go for the income generation activity, whether we should go for the education. what kinds of project will be there? What will be my priority? So those things is maybe they cover in the session in the identification. Second is the project formulation. If when you are identifying a project, so then it's coming to the formulation of it, the design of the project, right? Sometimes we used to call as a project proposal. We have a session on the special session on that. How to write a proposal, how to submit the proposal, how to bid for the technical bid, financial bid, and other things. How best you can make a formulate a project. Writing a project itself is art. It's a skill. It's a even if you can write a good proposal, it will help for your organization. Say, for example, you are a staff or working in an NGO or in a university, wherever it may be. Even the government of India, they have to make a proper proposal, right? That proposal should give a chance. What is your idea? What you have identified the problems? How your proposal is going to, your project idea is going to solve this thing. A village may be not that much educated. Literacy rate may be low. Then you have to formulate a project, how your project within 2 years, maybe 3 years, what are the activities to be taken so that it can address the problem, which is your goal. The problem is that the literacy rate is very low. So your goal will be maybe 100% literacy village, 100% educated village, right? So this will be your goal. And now you have to reach to your goal, you have to frame a project. That is called the project formulation. Is that clear? Project formulation. Once you are formulating a project, what do we do? Generally, we submit somewhere. It may be the funding agency or anywhere, you have to submit. And there will be appraisal of the project, which is called project appraisal. There will be different types of appraisal, technical appraisal, financial appraisal, those things will be there. They will see, you submit a project, they will scrutiny the project. This stage is called basically scrutiny of the project. Either it will be accepted, either it will be rejected. Here, if it is a project is good, it will be accepted for next stage, that is called implementation. If it is rejected, there will be two things. Either you have to identify, say, you believe that your project is good. You have written a good proposal, right? But it is rejected. What is rejected? You may go for identification of other funding agency or other agency, or you will little bit modify the thing. Even funding agency can tell you this budget is very high, or your sample size is very high or low. So please modify these things. Sometimes it's required. Your objective is not good. Your methodology may be a little bit changed. Not rejected, but modification. So again, resubmission. But sometimes it happens that you are the funding agency, you are sending a proposal to ICSSR or some other, World Bank and other. They may reject it. So, but you need that. You think that this is required of the village or some other place for identification is okay. So you can approach to the other. Sometimes even they say for you are going for the seminar, you are going for the funding agency to different funding agency. Sometimes the corporate sector also can give you from the corporate social responsibility and other. So project may be good. So you have to identify different. So this will continue. So after the identification, formulation, then appraisal. This three stage is called basically pre-project stage. Is it clear? It is called pre-project. As I told you, 16 is going to start, but before that, this is the identification, formulation, and appraisal. This three stage is called pre-project stage. If possible, please take few notes. Otherwise, in the exam, I mean, that MCQ and other, you have to score better. Not have to, you can score better. The identification, formulation, and appraisal. Then it's coming, if your project is sanctioned, it is coming as a project implementation stage. So whatever your idea, what your thought, you have put it in the formulation. You got a specific budget, you got a specific time, you have specific manpower for that particular project. Everything is sanctioned. Now you have to implement in the ground level. So whatever your thing, that's why earlier it came to the strategic plan. Now it is coming to the operation plan. How you will do the thing. So implementation stage is very important. Most of the cases, sometimes people are involved in implementation stage and not the other way. Generally, the any organization and any NGO, when they recruit the staff, they recruit staff for the implementation. But the core person and other, sometimes they have to formulate a project. They have to, and they will send for that. So in different stage, different activities. Even the project identification itself is a research. It's please stop your mic. Okay. So the identification itself sometimes is a research. Will come with that some baseline research, feasibility studies. There will be the proposal, maybe the participatory rural appraisal to identify those things. So identification of those stages, even sometimes research, household survey, baseline survey. These are basically for the identification stage. Formulation, sometimes the detailed project report, DPR, concept note, and other things will come. And I'm sure the other resource persons and they discuss. If not, then I'm there. And the appraisal also, there will be financial appraisal like NPV, then IRR, ARR, those things, and the cost benefit analysis. Nowadays, social cost benefit analysis, those are also part of appraisal. And then once it's sanctioned, approved, then it's coming as a project implementation stage. So implementation is very, very important. Your all idea, thought, even the goal for the project, whether the villagers will be their life will be improved or not, particular frame in the project, that. So implementation, proper implementation is important. But implementation and monitoring, the next stage is the monitoring. Monitoring is somebody is monitored the thing, supervision that thing, so that if your project is derailed, it should bring in the track. So monitor the time, monitor the cost, monitor the human resource, how they are performing. So those things are important. So project monitoring and implementation, these two is called project stage. Is that clear? Say for example, 16, we have started the certification course, it will end in the 8. So we have to monitor whether the faculties are there or not, how they are performing, some extra things are required or not, what is the demand from your end. So whether you are participating or not, whether some extra messages are coming or not. So that those things can be monitored. So implementation and monitor, these are the two simultaneously. And there is another last call after completion, there is called evaluation, project evaluation, when the project will be evaluated properly. It's sometimes external evaluation, sometimes internal evaluation, sometimes evaluation from the third party, even the research. I used to do a lot of evaluation research. So third party evaluation, government used to take the third party evaluation. Even evaluation is a career. A lot of organization, they used to take the evaluation as very seriously. Nowadays, evaluation or development project evaluation is a profession itself. It's a job market. They are looking for evaluation, evaluator, development evaluator. Even some people are talking to me that why not you can frame a course on the monitoring and evaluation course on that. And most probably I'm trying to design on that. This is the core course, but even we are coming with a course on rural planner. So a village development planner, how people can plan for the development of the village. So those courses are coming. So evaluation is the last thing. But if you see this this cycle properly, all the arrow, the last arrow is the evaluation to identification. Is that means one project completed, based on the feedback, another project stopped. Say for example, in a village, you are making a school and other thing. It is not the end. From the learning from the project, you can start another. It may be that same place, it may be some other way. Say for example, sustainable project. We used to call a replica. It was talking about the microfinance in Bangladesh, which was successful. There may be a lot of criticism and other, but it is people taken as a successful, and that model came to different countries. So in India, some number of microfinance institutions are there, right? I'm very happy that in West Bengal, Bandhan Bank is one of the famous. It started as a microfinance institution, and now it as a universalized bank, right? I'm very proud that I'm attached with them as the board of director for Bandhan Holding Limited, as well as Financial Inclusion Trust, and now the Northeastern Financial Inclusion Trust of Bandhan. So those things are there, that when there is a good thing, it can be replica. So it was started from a very small way in the West Bengal, but now slowly in other states also is started, and now it become a big bank as a universal bank. So as a project, maybe at the very beginning, it was started with that, but slowly, if it is a successful and it's growing, it can in the big venture also big way. So that's why it's important to start somewhere. So identification is a very crucial stage. If you can identify properly a project, the success of any project, at least 70% of the success of any project depends on the identification. So these are the stages of project, different stages I have already discussed, so I am not going on that. Is that clear? Project and project cycle?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So now I am coming to the last another term, because my role is the rural development project management. So initial stage, the introduction. So initial stage of the introduction of the project, the management. Management, you know that management is an art, it's a science, how you manage the thing, right? Either it's a time management, either it's a human management. I'm sure a lot of students are, a lot of our, not students, but a lot of our participants are here from the management background, the MBA and other, the professional course. This thing, but even nowadays that manager, even your family, how you are managing, it's not that your MBA degree, but you are managing. So management, sometimes your guest has come to your suddenly, so with your whatever the available in your house, with this you are managing. So it's a managing, it's a very common term. Everybody is talking about the managing. So manager, even the small manager, this is a job, is a profession. So manager who can manage the thing. Now what to manage, right? So manager is an activity primarily responsible to get things done by directing the effort of other people to do the thing. So management means either it's a financial management and other, whatever you have in there, properly managing to reach your goal. But the objective you have framed, the goal you have framed, how you will reach to that, right? So management in that is a field of human effort perform typical manager function irrespective of what they are managing in that. So basically, the management is the art, and it depends on the style. It depends on the people, different style of management, how you are managing the thing, the situation, response, and other. Now, this is very famous. I think you know that postcode. Just little bit I am talking on that. The function of a management is that a manager would be good planner. So you have to be, as a rural development manager, project manager. If you are going to be manager after this course, if he is going to add some value to your knowledge and skill, I believe that you will be a good manager, and you can handle the project properly. That is the intention of this designing of this code. So first you have to be a good planner. If manager is a planner, the planner means that you will go some future things. A plan cannot be a past, right? Plan is for the future. But you can take the experience from that. So experience from the future in the present situation, you are planning for the expectation. So from experience to expectation, that's why the planning is important. So it is nothing wrong. You have completed a project, whether it's a success or failure, but the learning you got from that is giving you experience. Most of the job profile, they are looking for experienced person, right? So even if it's a success or failure, but it can give you some experience, and that experience can give you the future direction. So you will be more capable to handle a project and manage a project in the future. So that's why the planning is important. Organizing. So organizing, organizing means to organize the thing properly. Unorganized sector, organized sector, the organized to do the thing. Every organization, they have NGOs and others. Every organization, not only NGOs, corporate and others, they have an organogram.
top boss, after that, this, that. So organogram is there. And the thing is, this is the position, not the person. You have to understand. In any project, anywhere, it is the understanding you have to that it is the position matter, the post matter, not the person. Even sometimes person is also matter, the leadership quality. Say for example, the Ghosh is there as a Bandhan head. He's the person with the leadership qualities and these that. It obviously varies. But MD and CEO is a post. So when he is not there, other person is coming. So organogram, whether the sustainable organization or the sustainable project, means the institution is bigger than the individual. Then it's called sustainable. If institution is depends on that person, it is not a sustainable till date. When the person is not there, but the organization is running or the project is running, then it's called sustainable. You are doing a project in the village, but if you think that all the time, year after year, you will be in the village and manage the thing, so it's not a sustainable project. When in your absence, the villagers can manage the thing by their own thing, then it's called a good project, sustainable project. Is that clear? So organizing the thing is very, very important. So planning and then organizing. Then coming as a staffing. Staff is very important. Is training and capacity building and other things is having the staff. Because at the end, it is the human resource. Their motivation, their reward, their punishment, their quality, their skill, everything matters to make a project successful. So staffing is, that's why the human resource management, starting from the recruitment of proper person is vital. Who will do the work? So that's why interview, these, that methods. Nowadays, human resource management agencies are there. Human resource recruitment agencies are there who are doing, right? So staffing is important. Then is there the direction, the directing? It is the boss or the head on this is not that. It's the manager, proper manager. If you're a good manager, you can give the proper direction. That's why the experience counts. Experience matters. You can tell that, yes, that was the failure. If you do this way, it will not happen. If you do this way, it may happen. So that proper direction, your staffs and other, they are looking for your direction. So the good manager is always. And another is the coordination. Now coordination, cooperation, collaboration, these are the words, not the competition as a word. So coordination among the different units in an organization. There's the finance unit, this, that. So unit, the coordination is important, proper coordination among the staffs, among the units, among the department. So department, when we make a departmentalization, compartmentalization, means some staff specifically, say for example, in finance branch unit, they are dealing with the account, they are dealing with audit, they are doing with the pension, maybe the salary, they are putting together, they are with the health, finance department, examination branch, all these are related to examination, right? But coordination of finance, and if the finance and the head of the finance officer and the controller of examination, they are fighting among each other, then the university will go to hell, or the institute will go to hell. So proper coordination is, that's why different meeting, sitting, these are also important, and as much as best communication. So organization communication is important to make this proper coordination. So if there is no communication, that's why this WhatsApp group and other, we have created that, so that you be there, whatever the things, issues are there, we try to resolve these things. So the proper coordination nowadays, the mobiles are helping, the tools are with us, and we are trying to coordinate the thing. Now, controlling the thing. Sometimes the time control, sometimes the money control, and the controlling of the issues are important. The staff, control of staff. It should not be overrun. Some staff are not working. Some staff are working very hard. You have seen this thing, right? So how to control these things? So check and balance. There is a overutilization of your fund. You have not calculated. So it will be problem in your budget, right? So how you are going to control those things? So sometimes budget control is there. It should not be like that. So controlling, then reporting, different types of report. Report means which is basically information. Even your X-ray report, even blood report, all that sorts of information. So reports are very important. Sometimes even you have to report to higher authority, who will report to you. So there is a circular of information should be there. When we are talking about the controlling the thing, we are talking about the staffs and us. So these are all interrelated. So reporting is very important. So it will be annual report, it will be monthly report, it will be a report in the formal report, informal report. How will do that? But reporting is important. And reporting can give you a lot of. Say you are not in the position, but your files are there. Why you maintain the files? So somebody is joined to that, he will go through the file only, not the person that I will call, sir, there is that. No. Rather, we'll go to the report, what is the available, based on the thing. So report is very, very important. And last, obviously, the budget. Budget is not necessarily only money. Sometimes we fail that to understand the budget means only money. Obviously, the financial budget is the money. That the money, but the budget means to allocation of something. It may be human resource budget, right? It may be time budget. My time this for this training program maybe the 8 o'clock, right? So we have made that thing from 5:30 to 8:30, so that program will be 6 to 8, but 30 minutes earlier, so people can join and we can make this thing. Some discussion can be done. What happened to earlier day, and next will be after questions and session. So 8:30 we have put it. So this is the budget. Budget we have put it for every speaker. Today I am that only, but later part other people will turn. So they have their particular budget. So budget is not necessarily only for the money, but maybe the time, maybe the human resource and other as we work together, right? And so overall, this is the project management as a process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling the resources for a specific time period to meet the specific set of one-time project objective. Is that clear? And when we are coming with the rural development project, then definitely you can put in all the rural areas. And this is the dimension going for the budget. You have to visit the triangle. You have to always believe on the triangle. And these are all interrelated. One is the performance, cost, and time. These three, costing means basically resources. These three you have to understand. You have to do within the time, with the specific resources, and your performance. These three can reach to the goal. Otherwise, it's very difficult. So it's a 3 dimension you have to put and keep in the mind that what is called. Now, need of project management. Definitely why this course is there. The project management is appropriate under all conditions that magnitude effort is high, unfamiliarity about the situation. So you have to learn this thing. Changing environment, lot of things are there. So you have to understand the skill as a project management, updated on that. Interrelativeness and the reputation of the organization. So even that NGOs who are, if you are bringing a good project, if you can make it run the project properly, successfully, you can get that. Your about the concept, about thing, your reputation in the market, the external funding agency, not only funding agency but also community. Say for example, you are going to the community. How will we go to the community? Generally, all the NGOs, they are going to the community through some project and program. If you can successfully manage, your funding agency will be happy and your people will be happy. That's why the project management is important. Even in the, we as an academician, when we are bringing some project, your maybe seniors or the vice chancellor or another, they will be happy. Your student will get some chance. Even you can publish your paper, book, seminar, workshop. So those things, that's why the project management is important. The best of the project management, they will get the further chance. So benefit, obviously, if you learn this project cycle, it is not only implementation, but in the starting from that, proper identification of project is important. It can minimize the need of continuous reporting if you can manage it properly. Nowadays, a lot of softwares are also coming. MS Project is also there, the computer based. Even a lot of project management tooling, research and other things are coming. AI are also helping to project management. Those things are also definitely coming. We may not cover all these things, but those are things are new dimensions are coming. Internet and mobile are helping to manage the project properly, right? This WhatsApp group, nowadays everybody is looking for the WhatsApp group and WhatsApp group to manage the thing properly. So the project management you can understand, and that it can give you lot of things. Even if it is running from the NGOs, they can also get project and managing a project. And project management is also help you to control the time and cost overrun, help in proper implementation. If the power is high and shortage of skill staff, this project management can do that. That's why these kinds of training and other things, courses are important, and this improve the estimate capability of future further planning. So all that, that's why you have to understand different stages of a project cycle, and then you can deliver better your reputation. Even sometimes it can enhance your salary. It can add on to your profile. CV can enhance if you can manage a project properly, any project. So that's why project management course and basically our rural development project, what we are thinking, it is not that only it is going to improve or your CV and other, but through you, lot of people in the rural areas, they will be benefited. So that's why project management is important, and through you, maybe the things are happening. So our role as a project management course is a 8 days journey. Whatever you can learn from that, lot of questions you can ask. It is not necessary within these 8 days and other. We can be in touch, and other there will be a lot of other things will come inside, which slowly will tell. So let me stop here for this session, and I will take questions if you have. Yeah, now tell me if you have, right now 117. Okay. So please provide the study material. So definitely will do it slowly. It is your right to get it as a participant right. So you can ask me question if you have.
So could you kindly share the slide of project dimension of project management again, sir? Those 3 triangles. One
This
triangle
three-
was there, no? Something was
Yes,
written
yes.
there, sir.
Yes. One is performance. Top
Yes,
of the
sir.
triangle is the performance.
Yes,
Another
sir.
is the time, and third is
Okay.
the resources.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
And in between you can put goal. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
basically this is the goal. What is your project goal? And the goal, it will come through objectives, right? You have to set one by one objective, and then you can
Yes.
reach to the goal, right?
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Any other question?
Good evening,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, please.
As you told that 70% of success depends on the identification of the project. So I'm keen to know that what is the methods to identify the need or the
Yes.
identification.
Correct.
That is
Thank you very much. Because identification, why I told not only the village project, but also 70% is a data. It may be whatever it may be, but what I am trying to mean you that the project identification is crucial. Say for example, the health, your disease. Most of the cases we are going to the Apollo, Vellore, and other south become a hub for the health. No, we are running to that. We are rushing to that. And even from the people from the Bangladesh, they are coming to India. They are going to Malaysia and other for the better treatment. Who have the money, they are going to USA. So all sorts of. Because the identification is the issue. The doctor is a good doctor when they can identify the proper disease, right? So project, there are a lot of things. I'm sure that tomorrow my friend from Ghana, she will take the session on the project identification, and some definitely she will tell some skill. But after that also, I will make the add-on. Okay, nothing to worry about that. Some tools and techniques also I will tell, because last 22 years I am teaching this thing and managing number of projects at different countries also. So we'll tell you. Okay.
okay, sir. Okay, sir. I'm really keen to know that.
Sure.
Thank
And
you.
even some specific technique also will tell how to go for the identification of project. What will be the exact project, right? Will tell.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other, please?
Sir, very good evening, sir.
Very good.
Sir, could you please explain about what is the role of AI in the present management system, sir?
Okay, sorry, you have to only spend another 1,000 rupees because we are coming with a course on the next course is coming AI for rural development. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
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 Besides that, okay, sir.
Really,
Okay.
jokes apart. That AI nowadays, the artificial intelligence. You see, the technology always are helping, and technology is also distracting. Okay, both the way.
Sir.
So depends on that how best you can utilize the AI, right?
Yes.
The technology, as I told you, above all, it is the human being who is going to utilize the technology. AI in a various way, AI is the tools, different tools. They are helping. If you want to go the chat GPT or the chatbot or the even the which is the very easily available, the Copilot or many more, there are available. Even for the specific, for the research, say for example, for the research, we have 10 tools available. So some tools we are going to take. For agriculture, nowadays the AI based agriculture. AI is giving you a lot of information, right? Even say, for example, there is a tool through Google Lens. If you say take, as I told you, the medicinal plant. Earlier, we faced a lot of challenge. Dr. Mansidas, our coordinator for this, she told you that she did a lot of research on the medicinal plants, and they are telling the local name. We don't know that name to it. And now the Google Lens, what is helping Google Lens? If you go to the plant and take the photograph, and the AI is giving each and everything, scientific name, from where it came, and this. So AI can be used for that. Nowadays, that health sector also AI playing a big role to identification and use. So those things we'll discuss, and specifically we'll come with at least 10 AI tool which can be helpful for on the rural area. We are coming with that course.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Naveen you supposed to ask something? Naveen Sadhu?
Sir,
Yeah, please, Amitabh. Yeah.
yes, in continuation to Dr. Srinivasa Reddy's like question, and so whatever we had the like information from your answer. So when are you going to take us through that course?
Okay,
so when it is
okay.
happening? Yes.
Okay. Please complete this one.
Okay, sure. I will get back to you.
And definitely, and that was our dream, that for this rural development will come different types of course and a new dimension.
Yeah,
And
because
we are
it is mandatorily required right now, because we are all from the corporate sector or from the NGO for the development
yes.
sector. It is very much required. Like basic, if you have 10 tools which are linked with AI, and we can
At
implement
least
in the
we have
rural areas.
we have identified 10 tools, and those 10 tools
Okay.
we are going to tell. Even for the
Okay.
basically to writing report and making these
Yes.
things, those simple things, and also some advanced tools. So we have already identified that material is going on.
I'm looking forward to that also.
Sure.
Thank you.
A lot of courses are coming.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sir, in
Any
fact,
other?
we are today itself we expected, that what kind of role that AI can play, what are the tools are available, because in the present contemporary situation, everybody is talking about the AI, and then which tools are very useful for the rural development as well. That's why just I put a question, sir.
Yeah, sure. But because not today, there are many more other classes are also there. Wait. You will get lot of.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Biswajit Das, do you have any queries?
Yeah, good evening, sir. Biswajit this side. My question is, you
Yeah.
have talked about the project cycle. So, lastly, we got the project monitoring and evaluation. Then, after that, how we can identify that project is completed? Do we have any process that we like in particular time period or particular time frame we have implemented one project in particular location or particular area, particular place of people? So after that, when we can understand that this project is being completed
Okay,
after the
thank you.
evaluation process?
Thank you. See, that project from the very beginning, there is a mention that this is the duration, right?
Yes.
Now, say for example, in a village, you have completed, you have taken a project that there will be all the villages having sanitary, I mean, the sanitary, this thing, and toilet, okay, pakka toilet and proper sanitary system. Now, this project duration may be the 2 years with all your awareness camp, with the construction of these, motivating them, everything you have done. But your cost and other thing project is stipulated that for the duration of the project is for 2 years, right? So your budget is that. So last there will be a evaluation. Maybe the funding agency, maybe through you, they will do again study. And it may found that out of your goal of 100%, you have achieved 87%, right?
Yes.
For example, 87%. Now, there will be 2 occasions. So they can tell us, okay, 80%, 87%, you have completed. So this project is running very nicely. You can add on some fund and finish it with another extension of the project. Sometimes we call it extension of project, right? So they can tell, okay, rest of the things, it will be completely declared as a 100% open defecation free village. So let us add on some other budget and maybe some few 6 months or 1 year they can give you. Otherwise, if they have the constant, they can, okay, you have started from the project 34%, now it is 87%. So this is your achievement. Okay. So, but the project, if there is the money is completed, project duration is completed, nobody is going to give you. So you can stop it. Either you can go ahead or you can think for some other. Clear?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot.
But the thing is that
Hello,
evaluation,
sir.
and evaluation means that it is a learning, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
how we have success from the 34% to 87%? This is the big learning from the project. Now, being a project head, you are the head of the project. This your learning you can apply to other village, right? To make that, so you are slowly from experience you are going to be expertise on that field, right? That is your thing. If it is not success, even the failure, then also you can write down why it was not success. Maybe the villagers are not cooperative, they could not understand the thing. These are the point. So when you are going for the next project, the designing a project, you should emphasize on those areas. So in this area, in the project management, there is nothing loss. Everything is a gain that you are doing, and that is going to give you expertise, experience. If you are successful, yes, definitely you are getting successful experience. Okay. Sandhya madam. Yeah, thank you. Sandhya madam, would you like to ask any question?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, please.
So, yeah, it was very informative session, sir.
Thank you. Sir.
And I have a question regarding the project policy.
Yeah.
Say, for example, sir, currently I'm working as a trainer with the RSCTI for the.
Okay.
So, if I'm planning for a TOT program for the trainers who are developing in rural entrepreneurs, so I want to know about the policies for the entrepreneurial.
Correct.
For the trainers, yes. So,
correct.
If I want to prepare a project, so are you going to tell us about the policy prior to that project report?
Okay, I'm coming. Kusumji,
yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Thank you for it was a very informative session. I would like to. I am from tourism background, so just wanted to know, would it be possible to include when we are talking? We'll be talking about the project identification or proposal. Would it be possible to put something from the tourism perspective for the rural area or from the tribal area?
Okay, thank you. The thing is, recently we have started a rural tourism project as a action research mode, okay, in a tribal village in West Bengal, which is coming as action research. Whatever we learn, we can share and other thing, the component on that. But specifically sector specific may not be will discuss, but that's why we told that we'll give an assignment that you frame a project, okay. So if you submit the project proposal and then specifically you can discuss. Otherwise, in 8 days, if we would like to take a specifically project, then it may create problems. Okay, but we'll come now.
Okay, just an example in between, if you can
Yeah,
give relate
sure,
to
sure,
it, that
sure.
that is the only thing.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
When
you,
I
sir.
when I was in National Institute of Rural Development and Panchayati Raj, that time we made the homestay training, okay, for the self-help group members, and we conducted the training program. What are the components? And nowadays the ecotourism, as we told the village, a lot of terms are coming: ethnic tourism, ecotourism, cultural tourism. Then obviously the tourism as a part of livelihood, it is coming everywhere. So tourism is a component we'll try to cover, right? Okay, Sandhya madam,
Thank you, sir.
I'm coming to you there. Sandhya, let's see the policy. The
Yes, sir.
policy, yeah, the policy it varies to organize. As I told you, the policy means how we'll do the thing. Okay, so there is a specific thing. It varies organization to organization. Training policy even is a very common thing that which everybody will follow. So whether who will join this program, this is the policy, right? In the training program, we have a specific policy that what will be the duration. It's a policy, part of the policy. So whenever there is a training program as a route set you are doing, in the training project, I'm sure that you have gone with that. This is called SAT. You know that term SAT? S-A-T. SAT. Sandhya ma'am?
No, sir. No, sir.
No. Okay. This is called systematic appraisal of the training. Okay. Systematic appraisal of the training. And that is a cycle. It's a cycle of that. That is called SAT as a proposal. We start from TNA. You know that TNA, I'm sure. Training
Yes,
need
sir.
assessment. Training need assessment. That
Yes.
training need assessment will help you to identify two things. What we are going for the training, because to enhance the knowledge, attitude, and skill as a part of capacity building. So, because we want performance, the end of the any training program to enhance the performance, right? What organization is looking for from that particular person? Say right now you are trained. That means organization is expecting after this training program, or even you as you have paid, you are expecting that your performance will enhance. Maybe short term or long term. Sometimes it's difficult to assess, but to some extent it will be helpful. Now the training need assessment will give us two things. One is called training intervention. One is called non-training intervention. Basically enhance the performance only 25%. Knowledge or skill, whatever increase. But other non-training intervention is important. Say for example, entrepreneurship development. What you are doing? You are doing basically training them, maybe some knowledge, say maybe some motivational, or maybe some skill. But say for example, if there is no fund, the financial support, government's policy is that it's not happening, then your training is almost zero. It is not going to use, right? So non-training intervention is also required. So when we go for the policy, it should come to that direction, two way. Recently, if you see that the startup, as you know, the entrepreneurship, the village startup and other, government has taken a policy. Almost 26 states, they have framed the startup policy. So how to do that and this, that. Say, Kusumji was talking about the tourism. That's a tourism policy. How to work on that? The policy, bamboo policy, it is coming. So in the project, as I mentioned you, first there will be policy. Under the structure of the policy, national, you have heard obviously, nowadays in India, National Capacity Building Commission, right? They have framed a commission, Capacity Building Commission. So all the training program, and nowadays they call EOT, right? The platform IoT, sorry. One platform they have developed. So people can, the government department can come as an online training program and these that they are doing. So policy is that when government takes the policy, automatically the fund, automatically the other support system also comes into the picture, right? Now, every government is now focusing on entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship become issue, and they are framing the policy. Training basically helping, as I mentioned you, only 25% you can say. Rest of the thing is coming through the non-intervention. You can give training for a person to be entrepreneur, but the other support system, the ecosystem, and also his own motivation, if it is not there, your training will be no use, right? Clear?
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, how can we measure the awareness project? Is there any tool available? Think is we can make. It depends on that either like a scale or the other things we can use, and depends on your project. What are the level of this regarding AIDS awareness? We did recently. I have just finished a project on tobacco. It was assessment, impact assessment on the tobacco, and we gave the policy direction why the tobacco is not decreasing, and then we see that how the people are aware about the awareness related to this tobacco. People are aware that tobacco is injurious to health, but still they are absorbing. Even that every cigarette packet, you can see that is a specific photos are there, but still they are consuming. So they are aware, but not active on that way. So awareness, yes, project specific, we can frame. So if you have something, then definitely we can give some add-ons to you, some input we can give. Any other? Otherwise, it's 8:30.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please. Proceed.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
I am doing, yes, sir. I am doing, sir, MSW. Sir, if I want to do specialization in one thing, then it is right to do it in rural development. What it is its scope?
Yes, yes. Say thank you, because I am. You can say that carrying the baton. That's why this rural development each and every time, every day, I'm so much trying on that. And even in our platform, we have signed MOU with Ilorin University in Nigeria. This is one of the biggest university in Africa. And recently we have signed a MOU, and we are going to launch international course on sustainable rural development. We are planning 1 6-month certificate course on sustainable rural development online. We have already signed the MOU with USTM, University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. They got the UGC accredited A+. So we are coming with this course, 6-month course. Rural development course, there are many more nowadays. UGC also told that there is a need of rural engagement, village engagement. As each and every department have to do that. So if you are going to specialize on their thing, it will be very good. And the scope for the work, there are many more. You can NGO, corporate sector. Nowadays, corporate sector in the government department, a lot of projects are going on. And there are scope. Even I'm working in Tripura University. Last year, I was just collecting. Last year, 55 hours student got job. So even there are the student from the engineers and other, they are also facing problem. But this social sector is coming important, and for the rural development in the rural area, we need the cadre. So we are trying to advocate that every government department create a cadre on rural development. Sashwati, madam.
Good evening, sir. Thank you. That yes, it was actually a very nice program. I have already collaborated. I mean, not exactly collaborated, but presented a paper. I think. Did you remember the organizer? I'm not sure but it was like November 2023 to 8th of March. Anyways, so this is the second, it's a very good initiative, and I'm very happy to know that you are also from Northeast, and yes, I'm from Guwahati, Assam. I would like to know that currently I'm working on a project. It is based on Tiwa community of Assam. And no doubt, because I'm basically from the cultural studies and folklore, also doing work in Indian knowledge systems. So because rural development and culture, I think they are, yes, it's kind of associates on, you can say that correlating. And from this kind of cultural project also, we can do something rural development, program as well, right? I mean, in one project also, we can do two types of things. That was my actually query.
Thank you. Are you getting me? Okay.
Yes, I am here.
Okay. Thank you. Your thought and our thought is matching very much. We had 17 knowledge center, global knowledge center. If you go to our website, this forum is basically that platform. We are bringing people from different things, and anybody can come, anybody can join and contribute to us. We'll be very happy to exchange and as much as possible. So even you can also join. So recently we thought that out of 17 center, which is subject specific and other, but as you mentioned, the culture and these, so we started another new center, the Global Peace and Culture Center. Okay, because it is important, as you mentioned very nicely, and that's why you are there. Even you can also join us, and you can lead for that thing. It's a global thing, the global culture and peace thing. So Global Peace and Culture Center, and you'll be very happy that the physical center is there in the Bolpur Shanti Niketan, which is famous for Rabindranath Tagore, that culture and these the person. So we thought to make a dedicated center for that on global peace and culture. And I'm happy to tell you that even my daughter, who is only class 6, she is also a child peace ambassador from the London. And so
that's very nice.
We thought that, and she is all that with a lot of cultural activity got the India Book of Record. So we thought that culture and peace should go together. And thanks to you that you also picked the same thing. And I have not forgotten. That's why I told in the very beginning, how are you? Because I know.
yes. Thank you so much. It's actually a great pleasure to me. Okay. And I would like to mention again, before that, I want to know from you again, what global peace, what did you mention? Global
Peace and Culture Center.
Peace and
Culture Center.
Okay. Bolpur.
We are making online, it will get. So we are going for a lot of activities, but in the physical center also we make.
Yes. Okay. So this is actually now ongoing project is actually my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th number project, and because I worked on already 4th. One is based on first project was on Plain Kirby of Rani area. That was the environmental folklore.
Okay.
Second one is on customary laws of Tiwa, 2017-18. And the third, when I was in Europe, so it was based on Indian knowledge system and Ministry of Culture on Ramayan. And fourth, just was one postdoc project on Indian knowledge system, and 5th is going on. That is, as I mentioned, a hill TV.
Now, tell me.
Yes, sir.
No, it's okay.
Tell. Now, actually, why I'm very much interested to attend this program, because this short-term, this ongoing course. When I'm working, or I was working and still ongoing, that I'm thinking that this kind of cultural program actually can help more, that who are actually culturally and socially deprived people in hill areas and all.
Okay, so I will be in touch with you. And you'll great asset for us also. We'll do that. Okay, thank you for joining. Some few more are there. Anwarji, you can tell. Anwar, Mohammad Anwar. Okay. Anybody else? Otherwise, let me stop here. Amitabh Datto.
One last question. Rather, I want to
Please.
have a not today, but you can have the discussion if it is possible to merge with this esteemed course. So today ESG is a very big highlight, and we all know.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Whoever we are from the corporate sector or in the development sector, we are
Correct.
working. Yes, so ESG is a very big thing today.
Excellent.
And yes, and so how it is possible, I want to know, because I have a very limited knowledge on ESG platform. But yes, I have done course, but from ASGS. But I want to know more about how rural development and the new India, however it is emerging with the policies and the new form is emerging. So how it can be linked with ESG and SDGs. So if you can just give a few like information on this thing.
Yes, I'm coming.
Yes, yes.
Mr. Anwarji is also recently there is a organization in Malaysia called MAPAN, Malaysia People and Nature. MAPAN, one organization. They are basically on the ESG. They are pursuing ESG, and they have a 62% team. So 60 from the Malaysia, 1 from India, that is me, and 1 from Bangladesh. And this 62%, and there are a lot of people. I mean, from this 60, there are world top 2% scientists and other, and they have kept me in the team, and we went there. This is the ESG for rural development. See, even they are interested to start the course related to, as I am a little bit fond on bamboo and that. So even the bamboo is coming, and the that ESG thing. And nowadays, the CSR, the term from the CSR nowadays, it is slowly shifting to the ESG, and you'll be happy again to inform you, because these are the new areas. And again, I am coming with a certificate course on ESG for rural development. Okay, that this is being a plan, and the pipeline is going on. The team is working for that, and they will be the more expert on that. Even the local level adaptation, those in for climate change, this is also coming. Social enterprise course is also coming. The certificate course on social enterprise. So this is a pipeline. But ESG, I'll a little bit discuss. Not today, because already.
Yes, sure. I will get back to you, sir, personally. No.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, last. Any last?
Could you hear me, sir? Anwar, sir.
Yes, I was calling you by your. So you are person now. Yeah, joining from Malaysia.
Yes, sir. I'm from. Now I am staying at Malaysia, not in Bangladesh. So, sir, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your nice presentation, deliberation, and a nice gathering, evening gathering, social gathering. Really, I enjoyed this course, actually, sir. After a long time, to see you, I'm very happy and delighted. So, my query is, sir, Global Forum Sustainable Rural Development is working in various sectors. From the very beginning, we meet in Dhaka. But within this time period, a huge contribution, huge work is going to be implemented by Global Forum for Sustainable Rural Development. So it's not major. Such a nice course, 1 month rural development project management course. This is very much beneficial. Those who are we are working in the field of rural development in rural sector. But sir, is it possible to make this course duration 6 months with the joint collaboration like BART, Kumilla, RDA, Bogura, CEDAP, Dhaka, and Global Forum for physical, not virtual. So I think it will be much more beneficial.
Physical, if it is a physical, no issue. But physically, sometimes that all of you are joining and other. Sometimes it's becoming difficult for people to come to this country, that country, and that if you are going to really and expensive also. So physical problem is that it's expensive also. But what we are trying to make a hybrid mode, like as we mentioned that we are making a database or different NGOs from the different country, and our country director right now we have 55 country director from different countries. And what they are doing that we will make, say for example, if you are joining from Malaysia, then theoretically will be from online and other, but for practically you have to be placed in some NGO, okay, so that you can learn from this. They will be oriented what will be your task and other thing, and out of the course fee partially they will get, so that they will be also benefited to be part of our thing. So that model we are trying to do, but it will take time. It will take time because this is a journey for three years, and also I have to run department, family and other. But still with the support from people like you and BARD and RDA, always my favorite institution, NIRD and other. So with this support, a lot of people are supporting us, and we are trying to come out with a good thing, and a lot of new things will also be added. But 6 months short durations, not, but 6 months certificate course on sustainable rural development, it is coming. And as mentioned, the project management, it was my own thought that will go. But as you mentioned, it is important of practical like PRA and other things. Those things are important for project identification. Those need physical thing. So how we can go that, this is the challenge. But if you are going for international course, 6 months, it will be huge cost for the participant, how they will manage, right? So we have to check out. We will work with you, okay, in that story.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. So if everybody is okay right now, so it's a good move. Now let me allow me to start this program today. Take some food and other thing. Have a good time. Nice time.
Excellent, excellent.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I'm delighted.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Salamat
Thank you, sir.
malam, sir.
Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Good night. Hello again.
Right,
And
good
the
night.
rest of the question you have put it in the
Thank you,
Facebook,
sir.
sorry, in the chat box, as well as you have put it in the WhatsApp. I will try to answer, because for me it is also learning. So more you ask me question, more you interact, I will be benefited.
Small request, sir. In fact, sir, in coming days,
How to leave the meeting?
hello,
You can leave. You can leave anytime. You just left it.
sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, yes.
Sir, in fact, sir, with regard to this Vikasit Bharat, the India is proposed. I mean, now by 2047, India would like to become a developed nation. So, keeping in that line, I mean,
Who told you? Who told you?
the government of India.
Okay. Even United Nations also planned that 2030 the world will be poverty free. It's a goal. It's a goal.
Yes, sir. Keeping that in mind, the goal. So, what are the things that for the rural development, the approaches, whatever the approaches so far we have heard. Now, what are the right approaches and what are the things that required, to meet these goals? So, that keeping that in mind, if you can highlight in the forthcoming coming days, it will be very nice for us to work on it, sir. So, for
Correct.
that time.
For me, one single goal for the rural development, that we have to think that how villagers can do their own thing, self-sufficient. Okay. It is not that government. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Good night to all, sir.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir.